U.S. Dietary Guidelines overhaul sparks debate over protein and nutrition priorities. January 2026. The United States government's newly released Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2025 to 2030 represent one of the most dramatic shifts in national nutrition policy in decades, with a strong new emphasis on protein consumption, including red meat and full-fat dairy, and a concerted effort to steer Americans away from ultra-processed foods and added sugars. For the first time in decades, federal guidance prioritizes high-quality protein at every meal, recommending that adults consume between 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, a significant increase from earlier guidelines. Protein sources cited include not just lean meats and seafood, but also red meat, poultry, eggs, dairy, and plant-based protein foods such as beans and nuts. The updated guidelines were unveiled jointly by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins under President Trump's Make America Healthy Again (MAHA) initiative. Officials described the new guidance as a return to common-sense eating that puts real food, nutrient-dense, unprocessed foods, at the center of health. Redefining the food pyramid. One of the most visible changes is a reimagined food pyramid that places protein and healthy fats at the top, reversing the traditional emphasis on carbohydrates like grains. Under the new model, meat, dairy, eggs, and vegetables occupy the broadest portion of the pyramid, with grains and refined carbohydrates now at the bottom. This structural shift reflects a broader philosophical change in federal nutrition messaging. Rather than focusing primarily on low-fat diets, the guidelines advise Americans to reduce added sugars and ultra-processed foods, which many health experts link to obesity, diabetes, and other chronic diseases. Saturated fat, alcohol, and traditional advice. The new recommendations break with past guidance on several fronts. Full-fat dairy products such as whole milk and cheese are now endorsed alongside protein foods, despite long-standing connections between saturated fats and heart disease risk. While the guidelines maintain a recommendation that saturated fats not exceed 10% of daily calories, the inclusion of foods high in these fats, like butter and beef tallow, has drawn controversy. Similarly, the guidance for alcohol consumption was altered. Rather than specifying daily quantity limits, as in past guides, the new advice simply urges people to consume less alcohol for better health outcomes, leaving interpretation up to individuals. Support and criticism from health experts. Reactions from nutrition scientists and medical groups have been mixed. Supporters praise the focus on reducing processed foods and emphasizing nutrient-dense whole foods, a strategy many see as long overdue given the high rates of obesity and diet-related diseases in the U.S. However, critics question the heavy emphasis on red meat and saturated fats, arguing these recommendations could inadvertently increase cardiovascular risk if not paired with clear guidance on leaner options and balanced eating patterns. Some experts also warned that the guidelines might reflect industry influence, as panels involved in shaping past guidelines have faced scrutiny for ties to the meat and dairy sectors. Others point out that while eating more high-quality protein can be beneficial in terms of satiety and weight management, Americans generally already consume adequate protein, and that excessive focus on animal proteins may overshadow the benefits of plant-based alternatives. Policy implications and public impact. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans are not just nutrition advice for individuals, they also influence federal food programs, including school meals, military rations, and food assistance policies. Changes in these recommendations could ripple through food systems, agricultural markets, and public health initiatives nationwide. As with all editions of the guidelines, this revision will be updated again after 5 years, but for now, it stands as a milestone in federal nutrition policy, and one that has already ignited debate among scientists, policymakers, and the public about how best to eat for health in the 21st century.